You know, my mother had a magazine in the living room, and it had Grace Kelly on the cover, and inside there was a full photo spread of her, her lavish royal wedding, and a story about how she became the Queen of Monaco. And it was all in this moment that I realized that I wanted to be Queen of Monaco. And I genuinely, I'm not kidding, I convinced myself that I had a chance at it. And I almost hypnotized myself into an impossible life. I planted the seed, something, so far beyond that, something realistic, in my brain. And I expected something great would really happen to me. And in retrospect, it was the one and only thing I really had going for me. And, I had this thing inside of me telling me that I could achieve anything in this world, and there was just nothing to back it up, and I'm really talking like severe depression aside, my fantasies somehow they sort of gained momentum, and I sort of started to power my reality somehow. And you can always probably relate to really wanting something. I bet everyone in this room really wants something. And maybe it's a writer here, you want to be a famous writer, or just a decent writer, or a great director, or an actress who gets a job or two, whatever you want. But it's all okay, it's all totally okay. But when you find the thing that you want to do, I really want to highly recommend just frigging go for it. You really have to psych yourself up into believing absurd possibilities, and you have to believe that they are not absurd. And because there's nothing foolish or accidental, there's nothing foolish, there's nothing accidental, about expecting, the seemingly, things are unattainable for yourself, and I don't care so much about what other people think right now. For so much of my life, I was in this constant state of just recovering from something that someone had said to me or had said about me. And that's what you get if you're overly sensitive, like I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, but there is a benefit to being overly sensitive, and that is, I don't know, I think somehow you're better at stuff. I don't know, you're taking in, it's such a hard hit when people say stuff and you see, no one else is sort of reacting and you take it hard, but I swear to God, you pay for you benefit from the hit. And I don't even regret that anymore. And, I just want you all to hear me say that don't listen to the people who mess up the real story that you've got going. And, because Emerson has ignited these seemingly unattainable possibilities for you that now can be your reality. And it is your ability to convince yourself you really can make it, because you really have to be your own champion. It really doesn't matter what anyone thinks or says. When it comes to the obstacle course of your life, you have to find your own path. And you can't perfectly plan it out from the beginning. And part of directing your life is just letting it unfold, so let it. It's okay to be sensitive and feel things. I just want to say, feel things profoundly. And you're so young, and you really can handle it. And I promise you. And you may be leaving Emerson, but you are not leaving one another. And I know we're living in very scary times, and I just want to say, hold on to each other. And there are no great expectations to be realized without great people to realize with them. And I very strongly feel that way. I am so, I just can't, it's hard not to cry, but I'm so unbelievably proud of all of you. And I cannot wait to see, what's ahead for you. And this today for all of you is a pure win. And I want to encourage you to stand up for what you believe in and for what Emerson stands for. And now I really just want to say to the great class of 2025, congratulations.